I'm ReeTheWordSmith. Oh, government name realize when I say I'm an author, poet, songwriter, basically a wordsmith. Everything to do with the medium of words. That's my currency. I deal in. Not really much of an upgrade because either way you look at it, the name's a bit long and the other one is a bit, funny. Because realize, let's face it. So becoming the wordsmith is very much a crucial part of me actually becoming an artist, a poet, someone who goes on stage, bears part of themselves, spills out a bit of their hearts. Whether people drink it up or throw it away is not my business, but I try my best. So becoming the wordsmith, it was really inspired by this little account I'll share with you. So I was in my post mini heartbreak phase. When you're still starting out as a poet, there's a lot of passion going around. There was this little honey that I really fancied, but she kinda didn't feel the same, and I forced myself to pick up the pieces, still be the man, still be that guy, and so I ran into another lady again. So I'm just a sucker for affection. So I'm texting this lady, and suddenly I find myself in an entanglement. I'm not saying that she didn't deserve to hear those words from me, but we kind of went from hi to you are perfect art, you are poetry in motion, I would not mind being your man, the main man, and knowing that on your side is just me, so there's no need for a side piece. That's the kind of energy we're vibing on. But yeah, as you can guess, I probably did not exactly mean or understand what I was getting myself into, because to me it was just art and words, to her it was heart in words. So bam, that's us, the kind of an item. And she kept calling me out for using too many words. Like, knock it off, man. Use way too many words. Like, all the time you're texting, you're not even like a one-word answer type of guy. Like, if you ask me how I'm doing, I'm gonna tell you from the smell of the dust I was inhaling to how I hated lunch. That's the kind of person I am. I'm very intense. So she kept, doing this thing where you use too many words, and I'm afraid that maybe you're punctuating my text messages, you're trying to correct my grammar, Okay, fine. I don't do that, but I do that, if you know what I'm saying. so I was like, okay, I'm a word blacksmith, honey. And word blacksmith. It's like, okay, what if there's a word like wordsmith? And it was mind-blowing to open the dictionary and find a word like wordsmith. I know it's funny, right? For a guy who's writing to discover a new word in the dictionary, you would think I read that thing all day, but spoiler alert, I don't. I'm actually very lazy. I've never owned a dictionary my entire life. I stole one when I was in grade 6, and even that one was started and said from ambivalent. Didn't even have the first words from A. I love that thing. Ended in T as well. So I was like, okay, I'm going to become the wordsmith. And bam, there it was. But when we broke up, that's when I fully embraced it. I was like, fine, you're telling me that it's over. You're dissing me about my love for words and I use too many words. I'm going to become the wordsmith. See how you love that. And bam, the wordsmith was born and christened in the fire of a petty breakup by a girl he happened to share his first kiss with by a trash can. After a date in which we kind of shared a burger because I was broke, but don't mention that too much again. For the first poem, I'll tell you this, I hated poetry growing up. Hated the crap out of those water is precious, let us save lives, the girl child is in trouble. Okay, no offense, more power to you ladies, but I didn't need to hear about girl children in trouble when I was young. It was all too much for me. Avoid AIDS, abstinence is definitely safe, let's flip the acronym. That's the kind of stuff I grew up hearing. So I hated poetry because it was so political and morally charged, and I do not like that. So, growing up, realizing that poetry had angst and verve and the energy and the force, the drive to depict and picture and accurately convey the struggles of coming up as a teenager, as a young adult, realizing that all of that could be encapsulated in poetic form changed my eye. But up to then, you always need something, you need a why. And my why in this case was a bit selfish, but bear with me, Someone kind of wrote an awful poem to a girl I half liked. I didn't like her fully, but I half liked her. She was like, she kind of tolerated my love for big words. She wasn't too hard on me, like most women are sometimes. The tragedy. You'd think that having words makes you laugh, but in my case, snap. So this guy wrote an awful poem. Like, even thinking about that stuff gives me migraines right now. It was awful. He was a great guy. I loved the guy, but it was awful. So I was like, okay, how do I save poetry from this tragedy? So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to write a poem and I'm going to let this girl I half like read it as well and tell me what she thinks about it. So there I was sitting down, cranking out a crappy poem. I hadn't written in rhymes since like 2011 when, I was trying out my rapping career. I wanted to be a rapper at some point. I thought I would be like Wayne and T.I., but yeah, look at me now. I just write books and I'm basically half demented for a living. So I crank out that poem. I write it for her, for the sake of this conversation. I call that girl Tash. So I write a poem for Tash, and I'm like, okay, Tash, can you read this? So I send it to her, and then I post it on Facebook as well because I needed that self-esteem, I needed that boost. If she says no and the people say they love it, who cares? So it's like, oh my God, this is lovely, but did you write it for me? Coming clean would, go something along the lines of I like you, but then. So like, yeah, I kind of wrote it for you, but not exactly, I want you to be mine thing. She's like, oh, good, because, it wasn't going to happen. So, yeah, egg on my face there, but at least she said it was good. So there was a 6-month period between my first poem and my second poem, and God, did I grow. I dived, put my nose in books. I was trying to mimic the spoken word artists I found, Most of the stuff I was digesting back then was Christian because I was going through a very spiritual phase of my life. So, bam. And first poem, I don't even remember the title. I think it's After the Telephone or something. It was that bad. And then my second poem came 6 months later, and by then I was trying to impress some other girl who had a blog and wrote poetry, and the only way I could find things we had in common was, through scribbling one of them. And I wrote one of them called Flickr, It was kind of nice. She liked it, boosted my self-esteem, and then she later said she didn't like me, so yeah. So I was like, nah, screw you, I'm taking my gift back, I'm no longer becoming a personal poet, I'm gonna go and make something of myself. From the ashes of this disappointment, I became a poet. And you're like, damn. So first appearance on stage, I'm in Magusa. Bam, it's independence. You're supposed to do some, I was like, I'm gonna do some conscious poetry on independence. So I'm sitting there, when other people come up there on stage, they do their singing and everything, and you feel like everyone is in a vibe. Because that's the thing, that's the space we got. We get caught up as poets, You're like trying to figure out how to keep the energy alive. You just speaking words, you rhyming sometimes, you're just speaking over their heads, and someone else was there and they were rapping and they were more trendy and they were cool. The struggle to be cool as a poet in a generation that doesn't like reading and that doesn't like big words, like really major. So I go up there and I do my conscious poetry about Zim, it's 2016, movements like this flag are starting, people are not like really positive on Zim. I try to do my best to convey that thing that, things are not really alright, but I love my country. So I just went out there and tried to fly. It's like Superman putting on the cape for the first time, he crashes a bit, And I noticed my crash was like there, the one with the blog, she was like kind of there in the first performance, yeah, that was like the extra kick I needed. First 5 seconds I was nervous, I was like, you know what, she did. She's right there. I'm gonna call her Lee for the purpose of this video. So Lee was right there. I was like, yeah, for Lee, we gonna do this for Lee. So like, really went in, did my Zim poetry thing. Some bars were a bit sketchy, but yeah, we'll leave that for another day. I'm a great poet either way, so don't judge me. So yeah. So Lee texted later and said she lied. God, did I read that text at least 2 times? Like, yeah, that's what I thought. And that was the first of the spoken word performances. And yeah, fast forward, it's Poets on an Island. We did something February COVID-19 keeps getting into the process, but hey man, we gotta make do what we gotta make do. So, moral of the story is, if you like a moral of the story, just be, you don't need a thunderbolt, you don't need some lightning to fall from the sky or some tragedy to push you into being the best of yourself. Like, just burst to life by whatever is around you. You might be surprised when you pick up a new hobby. Maybe when you're cooking, you might realize that you actually love writing about cooking, and then before you know it, the passion becomes writing. I discovered I like someone and I like writing about them, but now I like writing, and me and the person are only talking. So more stories will come. But for today, this is it. Arrivederci.